This is Zachary with SellThoseFlippingCars.com, and I have a great video for you today. You don't want to miss it. It's 10 reasons why your vehicle won't make it to 200,000 miles. So I hope you enjoy the video and all the tips. And it's crazy. I know you'll enjoy it. So make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon as well. That way you get notified any time a new video gets released on the channel. But so let's get right into it. So the 10 reasons why your vehicle won't make it to 200,000 miles. First off, we're over here in Virginia. A lot of people speed, and every state, I'm sure everyone speeds the same, but speeding only saves minutes on your trip. It's actually been shown by the EPA, doing research, and also Mythbusters. They did something a while back as well, that you only save minutes on your actual trip. And you get caught speeding even 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, you're still going to have to pay a crazy fine. So you definitely want to watch that. It's not really worth the fine in the fuel that you're using from it. I see people speed by me all the time, and I'll see it at the next stoplight. Next is maintenance is not consistent. I'm not saying switch your oil every 3,000 miles, because Department of Energy has actually shown that oil can actually be used for a lot longer than 3,000 miles. So that's actually just a sales tactic for a lot of places. Usually it's 5,000, 7,000. You have high mileage oil as well that you can run a little bit longer than that, especially if you're doing a lot of long hauls, depending on what you do with your vehicle. But that's definitely a big thing. If you have a consistent maintenance schedule, then your vehicle's going to last for a lot longer because you took good care of it. Next is not shoulder checking. I tell my wife all the time, because we buy cars to flip them, and usually they have damage done to them, or they need some mechanical fixes, which you always search for the small ones, but you get the bigger ones instead. And here in Virginia, it's because of a lot of accidents. Not a lot of people shoulder check. Not a lot of people even use their turn signals. They just come over in the lane and hope for the best. And I've seen some crazy ones out there. Cars merging into each other, and then they both get mad at each other. Oh, I'm so angry. Yep. Well, you should have shoulder checked. So definitely do that. Safety's a really big thing, but over 840,000 accidents happen in the United States alone every year due to blind spots and people not shoulder checking. So they save yourself the time, the headache, and the money from the repairs. So next, I actually seen a lot of it. That is, have you checked your transmission fluid? With newer vehicles, you don't have to check transmission fluid because it's internal. They don't have dipsticks anymore. They have it where transmission fluid can last a lot longer than than your normal oil and everything. So when it does go out, it's gone. Who cares? The transmission's gone anyway. So did the oil go. But in the older vehicles, and I'm talking not really old, you can look in a 2014 model and find a transmission dipstick, early 2000s, late 2000s. They had dipsticks that you have to check your transmission fluid. If it's dark, well, it's not supposed to be that color, okay? Transmission fluid is supposed to be a cherry. It'll be a pinkish, reddish color, But if you pull it out and it's as bad as your engine oil, that's not good, guys. You got to change your transmission fluid, if you're able to check it. If you're not able to check it, don't worry about it. Next thing, guys, hey, I'm going to say right off the bat, I've lost 4 vehicles from 3 of the things on this list. So I'm not just pulling it out of thin air, because I just lost a Fusion last year due to this next one, and that's don't drive in high water. Yes, I know. I shouldn't have. And yeah, drove in high water and it took the engine out. Don't do it, guys. And I'm not talking about, oh, it's your intake for your engine. Not only can it take out your engine, it can take out your transmission, because your transmission actually has a vent on the top of it that a lot of people forget about, and your transmission can actually suck in that water too. It can get locked up in there. Your engine can get locked up from sucking it in the intake, or sucking the water in the exhaust itself. So guys, just stay out of the water. If you have a big snorkel kit on your truck or Jeep, then hey, go ahead. But unless it's flood water, don't be stupid. Next is leave a gap in traffic. You're supposed to leave a 3 to 5 second gap in between you and the vehicle in front of you. A lot of people don't do this, especially out here as well. That's why, hey, there's always going to be parts for our flips. That's what I always tell my wife. There's always going to be parts for the flips, because people speed, people don't leave gaps, people don't shoulder check, and it's 3 to 5 second gap. If you actually, I found this to actually be best. As I said in the About Us video, I'm a heavy equipment road technician for a nationwide company, and they actually taught us to have it where your hood goes to your hood pretty much meets the back of the person's tires, and that gives you enough distance that if you need to get out of that lane, then you have enough space and you don't hit anyone, or if they hit their brakes quickly, you're not going to hit them. These newer cars are getting lighter. They're made out of polyurethane. They will be totaled a lot easier than the older vehicles, especially those old tanks. I had an 86 Continental myself. Beautiful. You don't have to worry about accidents with that thing. But next thing, tire pressure. Tire pressure is critical, and is even, EPA has also done actually not EPA, Department of Energy has done a research study on that, saying that if you actually keep your tire pressure even in your vehicle, you can change your fuel economy up to 3%, which is crazy, especially if you do a lot of commuting out there. But tire pressure is critical. You don't want to have, terrible tires, because if you have terrible tires, then your car's not going to hit 200,000 miles, because you're going to hit a wall or something. You're going to total the thing. You're going to get in an accident because you have no traction on your tires. And yes, I was guilty of that once. Next, watch with washing your engine. I'm not saying don't wash your engine at all, but use a degreaser. That actually helps a lot more. And plus, if you are going to wash off the engine at all, I would actually put a bag near your intake tube. You definitely don't want that water getting in your air filter, and make sure that the engine is nice and cool, as you don't want to damage the block of your engine because you just drove for the past 6 hours and now you want to wash some grease off. Don't do that. Okay, save yourself the time and energy on that one, guys. Next is recalls are dire to your vehicle, and they are. There's a reason why the auto manufacturer put out the recall. There is a safety issue with your vehicle. If you do not get this recall corrected, that hinders that little safety thing with your vehicle and the correct and proper operation of the vehicle to keep you safe and it running as long as it can. next, and I threw up this picture of Volkswagen, not because of the recall situation, but more of cheap parts fix the problem temporarily, as Volkswagen found out when they tried to use cheap parts to pass their emission testing. So it didn't work well for them and won't work well for you. So I'm not saying, cheap parts won't get your vehicle running again, because they will, but it's temporary. Some of the regulations on the parts coming out of China aren't as strong as the regulations that come out of Mexico or the States or Canada or wherever, because it's a more regulated area. But they also charge more on the parts, so that's also something you have to take in consideration, especially if you're doing all the work yourself and you're definitely trying to save a buck or two. I mean, isn't that why we're all doing this anyways? So, guys, hey, thanks for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So keep on wrenching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.